Say, little bitch,
Give it up for Sarah!
I can get them both. I don't want to choose, and I'm quick. Cut a nigga off, so don't get comfortable. Look.
Hey, Cellar Dweller. I love this place. I really don't want to bomb here, though, because then it would become my red room of pain. And I don't want that because I have other plans. I can tell this is a comedian's bar. I got a contact high walking in the door. Because I came in contact with a mysterious combination of genius and trauma responses. They say public speaking is the number one fear. Joke's on them. I love attention. I'm old now, and for a long time I wasn't old, I was young, and so I'm trying to get used to it. At one point, I'm so old, at one point I thought that O.J. Simpson was a football player. And I want to talk about Burning Man. I've had menopause. There is no such thing as Burning Man. The nerve. I love you. Okay, so I moved to Tulsa in 2019, and I immediately took a defensive driving class on Peoria in Brookside. And, well, it wasn't so much a class as it was an obstacle course, and at the end, I did not get a certificate, but I did get a deep sense of relief that I was still alive. When I tell people I moved to Tulsa, I tell my story. I was moved around my whole life by my dad, my husband. I finally reached a point in life where I was like, I'm going to live whatever I want to live. And I chose Tulsa, and I love it here. It's everything that I want, and not a lot of congestion, and as you know, in like a larger city. But people that live in Tulsa, they always say to me, you could live anywhere and you chose Tulsa. And I say, yes. And they say, but what about the potholes? And I say, oh, I've got a plan for those too. Somebody pisses me off, I'm going to set them on fire and throw them to the bottom of a pothole on Lewis. And I'll get away with it because they can't climb up out of there. And the smell of marijuana will cover up everything else. Are you waiting for a punchline? Me too. That's the Me Too movement I've got going on. I moved here from rural Kansas, and when I lived in Kansas, I did a divorce. And you can clap for that, it was good. And I did about 12 years of online dating, and off and on, and I learned a lot through that process. I learned a lot about men, and men are they're experiencing a high level of rejection now, higher than any other time in history. And the world is changing, it's changing all around them, but fortunately, they are responding to this with intelligence, curiosity, and grace. No, they're not. No, they're not. But anyway, I'm no picnic to date either. I'm a real hot mess. My love language is time alone. I also have moods. And I thought I had my moods pretty well under control, but recently the National Weather Service called me and they said, we are going to start naming your moods like we name hurricanes. And at first I was really pissed off. But then I thought about it and I started warming up to the idea. Even I could use some advance warning most days. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I was raised very isolated. And I continued on that path until the age of 37. And then I found myself staring down the barrel of my own sexual awakening. It was epic. It was a gift I gave to myself freely. No restrictions. But it was planned. There were charts and graphs. And there was a bucket list. At one point I found myself naked in an olive grove on an island in Greece with a guy from Hyderabad, India. And you might ask yourself how a shy girl from rural Kansas found herself living out her own personal Mamma Mia story. Minus the pregnancy, thank God. And I will tell you, it was Tinder. I embraced Tinder as my guiding light during this time. Tinder was created in 2012, and I was naked in Greece spring of 2013. Thank you, God. I'm Sarah Buntain. I'm reaching into the cup now. Oh, good, it's paper. All right. Sushi. Okay. There's a couple different ways I can go with this, but we'll talk about the food. I'm a white girl. I'm certified. I have no shot of being anything else. I was born in 1972 in Seattle to parents that were older. So I understand how closely I was raised in Asshole City, and I've been trying to shed that through learning ever since. But I do like sushi. The food. I'll let Lynn Kay talk about anything else. Thank you, guys.
Give it up for Sarah, guys. Any single men slide into her DM.
Sarah, Lynn's not giving sushi. It's like vegan substitute because it's the strap. So it's
That's fair.